So it seems I've been living in a lie for the past 6 years, thinking that Yennefer only comments about Geralt's beard before the feast in Skellige. However, it turns out that she does indeed have a unique reaction if you show up cleanly shaved. Sadly, it is turned off for some reason. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's intentional, I'll speculate more about that later, but at least on PC, she will always say the same thing. Luckily, a gentleman by the name of Klabargeton has made a mod that fixes it. Some might even say he's made it for me, and I appreciate it. It only took me a couple of months to find it, and believe it or not, I haven't yet run out of ideas, so stay tuned for more Witcher videos in the future. But let's get to the point now and show you the pieces of dialogue. Also, don't rush to leave because afterwards I will share some of my theories and speculations about it. So here's what she normally says.
Geralt, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. Your beard. Why did you decide to grow it out?
Don't really know.
Must say it suits you.
Strong as he looks.
However, with this mod enabled, which you can find in the description below, and provided that you shave first,
You a tailor?
I am?
Give me a haircut?
here's the new dialogue.
All those years. I actually wondered what you'd look like.
And? Disappointed?
You've not changed at all.
Expect me to? What, could have dyed my hair black? The Black Wolf. How's that sound?
People change. Men go bald. Or grow beards.
Willing to let mine fill in, if you enjoy being scratched.
Now, this whole thing here has puzzled me for years. Many other people have also asked me the question, why does she always say the same thing? And the only explanation I could give is that she's likely referring to that first time where she saw you in White Orchard. At that point, you cannot legitimately shave, and they reference that in Vizima as well. It's because you've been on the road for a long time. So I thought she just never found the proper moment to tell you how she felt about the beard, and now that you have some time to mingle, she thought it's a good idea to do so. Which makes some sense, especially given the fact that Geralt is normally without a beard in the books, but I do agree that the original exchange feels awkward if you've just shaved, and perhaps something should have been added to it in that case. So the question is, if they had something planned for that scenario, why did they remove it? Assuming of course that this is intentional and not simply an oversight. When thinking about it, I'm reminded of that deleted cooking scene in Kaer Morhen. It's in my Details Missed video, go see it if you haven't, and I speculate that the problem there was that it dissolved the tension of the whole Witcher trial sequence. Perhaps it was a little too light-hearted in the wrong moment?
Something. Sure. Just don't expect pate and crumpets. More likely to get bean and tomato stew. Or
whatever.
But here, there doesn't seem to be an obvious issue. However, I can see a couple of things that might be a little off. First off, there's the remark by Geralt about scratching Yen with his beard.
Willing to let mine fill in, if you enjoy being scratched.
Which you will always say, it's not optional, and it may be a little out of place, especially after professing your love for Triss. And yes, I did try doing this after romancing Triss just to be sure that it doesn't change. Another small issue could be the line where Yennefer tells Geralt that men tend to change by growing beards, among other things, which would fit if Geralt didn't have a beard when she saw him at White Orchard, but he did. So perhaps the developers thought that this line doesn't work very well, given the Triss romance and their initial meeting, for example. Who knows? I may be reading too much into it, I admit, but that's probably because I'm already planning another video about another controversial piece of dialogue. It's about Ciri, but that's a topic for another time. So that was it, more or less. If you haven't seen my video about the fashion trap that Yennefer sets, feel free to do so. It's right before these comments about the beard. And if not, or if you have already seen it, well, I'll just thank you for watching. Special thanks to my supporters and YouTube members, and until the next video, stay tuned and be good.
Thanks.
Geralt? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and that makes an even 100.